Hello, everybody. Welcome to another chat, Tuesday night chat. A little low on panel members tonight. I got Daniel here, and unfortunately, when there's just two of us, it flip flops back and forth when there's two of us. But there's a couple other invites out there. Maybe they'll jump in. We'll see. But I'll go ahead and let Daniel do an intro if he would like to, and you go right ahead, Daniel.
Hi there. Yeah, this is Daniel. God is my judge. You all out there know me, so I'm going to be in the side chat here also harassing you guys. So let's keep it lively. Thanks, TR, for having me on today.
Oh, anytime, man. Don't have a lot to talk about tonight. Offhand, like I said, I'm trying to get everything set up. I've been seeing some stuff about Comey and his little book tour and some different things back and forth, but nothing really exciting, I guess you might say. Nothing, just kind of like business as usual, I guess. But the biggest thing I seen that caught my eye was Gunny died. From Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, I went and watched his first movie there last night. And it's like, oh man, that man, he trained a lot of boys and turned them into men at his time. That was a
Yeah.
sad thing.
Yeah, I mean, he was 74. So, I mean, he's lived a long life, but at the same time, that still was a little early. So, that kind of sucked. But I always enjoyed watching him. I used to watch him on, I can't think of what channel it was now. A few years ago, he was on one of the kind of like sports channels. He had like a little 30-minute show, and he would show all kind of military firearms used and stuff like that. I wish I remember the name of it now, but
Gunny time, or was it Gunny time?
I believe it was something
Yeah.
similar to that. He was always in that little Willis Jeep. He'd be driving it around, pull up to the camera, and then show off some kind of military firearm or vehicle or something like that, and just do it. It was just a little short show, but I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, imagine when you could actually turn the TV on and watch a show about guns.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a movie.
We definitely can talk about that. I heard something on the radio today. Evidently, it was a month ago or something when it really happened. But I was listening to some talk radio this morning, and in Texas, of all places, Texas, this guy was at a park with his kids, and he had a shirt on that had AR-15 on it. Can't remember exactly what it said. It doesn't really matter, but it had a silhouette or picture or whatever of AR-15. Something about I'll control my guns, you control your kids, or something like that. A little controversial, but it doesn't matter. And some lady at this freaking park in Texas got all irate about it, ended up calling the cops because she was worried about her safety or the kid's safety or something like that. Cops show up. Of course, they let the gentleman know that you ain't doing nothing wrong. You can wear that shirt anywhere. There's no cussing on it or nothing foul. And
Right.
but that's the state of that's where we at in America now. That even a picture of a gun causes discomfort. And what they were talking about on the talk radio show was they were deeming it as gun shaming. Like you should be shamed that you support gun rights.
Well, heck, what was going on in Austin, Texas earlier? Earlier this week or last week, the police were going in arresting people who were legally carrying their firearms. They had their, concealed carry weapons permit and everything, and they were hauling them off. I mean, they were totally legal, but still being arrested. And that's Texas. This whole thing that's going around is like just totally insane. what's going against the, I mean, the moral majority out here and the silent majority. People just got to wake up, get registered to vote, and then come every single election, local, state, or national, get in there and vote, because that's about the last chance we're going to have.
Yeah, definitely get out. Come midterm, holy crap, we better be showing up in masses because the Democrats are they're on a mission to take over the House. I think they have a chance to take it. It's the House or the Senate, I forget. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't care because I'm going out and voting anyway.
Right.
Especially in my district because Trey Gowdy is retiring. And so we're going to be having a primary to see who could take the Republican seat to run for that House seat. So, you know, I got some big elections coming up here in my area, but I don't care where you at. Even if there's not a representative or a senator running, go vote any damn way because there's going to be some school board member, something. You know, even if you don't know who they are, you got a choice probably left or right. And I'm not saying to vote Republican just to be voting Republican. Vote however you want. I mean, I consider myself a libertarian. It just so happens that Republicans, at least out of the two big parties, they're the ones that's a little bit closer to what I believe in. Hopefully they stand for hopefully they do what they pretend to stand for. And that's the best I can hope for at this point. So you got to go vote, people.
I mean, since the NRA backed down on the bump stocks and the left got that little bit of, you know, they granted we didn't get nothing back for it. And they are just on a full bore, aggressive, go after everything. I mean, come on. London, England. I mean, the stabbings, murders by stabbings is outnumbered the murders with guns in New York City. And now, I mean, they're banning knives in London. Come on. They're going to ban my rock. Okay.
What was it? It was probably about 2 years ago. There were some people on eBay had rocks just like that one, black rocks, had them for auction, assault rocks.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it was a joke, don't get me wrong, but you know, seriously. But you're right. I mean, there's been more people killed in London with knives than they have in New York this year.
Oh yeah, and like no joke, this actually is an assault rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old Indian axe head. Found that today.
Well, at least according to ancient texts, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that the first murder, or at least written down that we know about? Was it Cain struck down Abel?
Cain killed Abel, the first murder
with a rock.
Yeah.
So
I mean, evil is evil, and people are always going to find a way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I know me, you, and everybody out there in the audience watching. Thanks everybody for showing up. I'm sorry it's just me and Daniel right now, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's busy. Last week we had a big chat, but this week, hey, we'll just cruise through and chit chat. But if people want to kill people, they're going to kill people. There's no law that ever stops somebody from killing people. It doesn't even this is a theory, not even a theory, but this is how I look at laws. And I'll let you chime in and you tell me what you think. But I've told other people this. We have laws on the books not to enforce morality. You cannot enforce morality. The only reason we even have laws on the books saying murder's bad, it's illegal. Rape's bad, it's illegal. you know, on and on and on. Whatever the crime is, stealing, arson, blah, blah, blah. The only reason we have those laws in books is not that it's going to prevent somebody from doing it. It's just that when that slime ball does commit a murder or rape, whatever, we have a list of rules, regulations, and sentences and a structure there to punish them.
Right. And what we've gotten away from on that is the punishment part. I mean, look at California taking away the punishment for breaking crimes and taking away the guns from policemen who are supposed to patrol in those areas to prevent those crimes. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I mean, you know, because for the most part, when I go into Walmart, I don't steal anything because it's against the law. I don't steal because it's freaking wrong. I don't kill somebody because there's a law. It's because it's freaking wrong, you know. Other than a self-defense or whatever. But I mean, just as far as murder, rape. I don't commit rape because it's against the laws. It's because it's fucking wrong. But we got to have those laws in place to punish those that can't play well with others.
But now they don't want to punish them no more.
And well, hell, that kid in Florida, he committed crime after crime, and they had instigated this thing where they couldn't. If they prosecuted or arrested them, it would look bad on the little town and the school, and they would not receive extra federal funding. They created that mess to start with. That kid was needing help big time for a long time, and he kept getting swept under the rug.
That kid was definitely in need of some punishment at an early age and never got it. You just keep on letting them get it. It just keeps on escalating. And there you go. What happened in the end? And now they're just trying to take away, the rod away from the correction officer and the policeman. So they're just going to let the criminals completely run society and make all the people that don't want to be wrong criminals. Oh,
yeah. There's a lot of things in our law system or justice system that needs to be changed. I know we have a problem with over crowding in prisons. I do think we need to back off on the some of the drug laws that put people in prison. I'm not saying if we made marijuana legal in South Carolina tomorrow, I probably still wouldn't smoke marijuana. If we made heroin legal, I wouldn't go out and do heroin. I really don't have any problem with pot. Don't get me wrong. I used to smoke it when I was a kid, but or teenager.
No.
But I don't think users should necessarily be in prison, taking up space that we could put real criminals in.
Now, these users, once they go out there and start committing burglaries and stealing, they need to go in. And I don't care what their excuse is, if they were on drugs or whatever, or they're addicted, so they had to go steal. Sorry, I didn't force you to go out there and do those drugs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now that's a different story. If you broke into a place trying to get money to buy drugs, well, there you go, larceny, rob, whatever the hell the charge is for that. Yeah, go to jail for that. But just having some pot on you, traffic stop or something. No, I don't buy it. I don't go along with that. But yeah, if you're stealing to buy drugs, well, I don't care what you're going to buy with it. If you're stealing, period, yeah, you should go to jail, period.
Yeah, and make it punishment, period.
Yeah.
If you're going to jail, you're going there to be punished. Because then that would be a very good deterrent to keep other people from doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
bring the road gangs back.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I've never gone to prison. And I'm not saying it's a cakewalk, but at the same time, I wish I knew all the details. Evidently, it just happened Sunday night, I think in South Carolina, because they was talking about it on the local talk radio show. And I think it was all prisoners died. And another 17 or whatever were injured. There was a riot at a prison. And it was over money and territory between gangs. And it had to do with cell phones, money, drugs, paraphernalia, all that. And it's like I said, I've never been to prison. I don't know what it's like, but evidently they still got too many freedoms in prisons.
They got their TVs in their rooms. They got, I mean, cable TV. They got computer access. Oh, it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm thinking. Now, the phones, I don't think they're supposed to have the phones, but they were still able to smuggle in the little burn phones and, I say, look, we ain't have burn phones, just prepaid phones and what have you. And it was basically over a gang territory, turf thing. And it's like, well, evidently y'all letting them roam free a little too damn much.
Exactly.
I mean, to the point where they got territories in the prison.
Yeah.
I don't know how the prisons run. I don't know. But like you said, I mean, prison was supposed to be, for one, actual punishment. And there is supposed to be or what we've been told growing up, some kind of rehabilitation. But I think the punishment initially, it was supposed to be, you're being punished. You don't want to get along with society? Well, here's you damn 4 walls. Look at the wall. We'll feed you. You can sleep here. And in 8 years, we'll let you out.
No parole, period. Yep. You do the crime, you're going to do the time. So on the lighter side.
Yeah.
How did I end up mowing in a snowstorm?
Yeah, tell the people this. Daniel was explaining to me. See, I live in the South, so I'm not really familiar with how this works up north. But go ahead, Daniel. Why don't you explain your grass cutting this today or whatever?
Well, yeah, it was a couple days ago. It was about 60 degrees out. I'm out there mowing. I got about 2/3 of the way done. And all of a sudden, it started snowing. Well, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to finish the job. And by the time I got done, I mean, I am in a snowstorm. It's like, really? Come on. But this weather, I mean, this is the longest that we've been having snow and snowstorms, and this cold's been reaching down south too. So I'm going to keep an eye on the weather the next couple of weeks, because if it doesn't start warming up, I'm going to be buying a whole lot more rice and beans.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we ain't getting the snow. We've had a few little snows here in South Carolina. But it has been cold. It was below freezing last night. Tonight it's supposed to be like 50s. So it's trying. Spring's trying its damnedest, and hopefully it'll finally get here. I think somebody else, I think it was Fuzz before the chat started, was out there talking about assassinating Phil, the gopher. And was it a gopher or groundhog?
Oh, that groundhog.
Yeah, I think somebody should shoot that son bitch or something. Shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Or somebody get Mother Nature back on her meds.
Yeah, this damn global warming's killing everybody. They could switch off and call it climate change all they want, but it started with global warming. So Come on. There's a blizzard up north. They were talking about a blizzard just a day or two ago. In April. It's mid-April, and there's a blizzard up north. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be climate change. It's just the nature. I mean, the cycles that the Earth goes through. You had the Revolutionary War. I mean, George Washington, there was a whole summer that never was because, I mean, the snow never went away.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not saying the climate doesn't change. It does. Absolutely, it does. You can go, I don't know what in all cities it would affect up the East Coast, but I know in South Carolina, Columbia, our capital, is halfway down the state. I live in the very tip up. I live near like Tennessee, North Carolina, and Georgia. I live in the tip, you know, for the people that know, you know, South Carolina is like a little triangle. I live up at the tip. Well, halfway down is Columbia. Once upon a time, that was the beach. You can still go down to Columbia, and if you start kicking around, you'll see pieces of seashells. And man wasn't even here then. So it wasn't SUVs. It wasn't coal plants. I guarantee you the ice caps were a lot smaller then because the ocean level was a lot higher. You know, the earth changes. That's just what it does. Well, in our lifetime, we won't see a vast change, but we could see some change.
Yeah. And I mean, excuse me. I mean, you get a volcano that goes off and pumps all that stuff up there. You're going to have a cold winter right after that, followed by a cold summer. And then, I mean, it cycles back and forth.
Yeah. Well, from what stuff I've looked at, one volcano emits more than man's done in 100 years anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not for pollution. Don't get me wrong. I think we should kind of, you know, try not to pollute the earth, especially our oceans or air. You know, I mean, I'm not against coal burning plants, and you know, okay, we'll try to keep it somewhat clean as you can, efficient. Don't tax and regulate them out of business, because whether people realize it or not, most of the electricity in America still comes from coal power, unless I'm incorrect. One of the last things I've seen is still most of the power, or at least half, still comes from coal burning plants.
All right, well,
if you want to shut them all down, well, what are we going to be? We're going to be like freaking. I've been to the Bahamas one year for a vacation. That's a couple of decades ago, but every day I was there, fuck, power went out, and everybody was firing up generators at the hotels because they don't have enough power. All the AC units come on, it shut the power down, shut the power grid down.
Well, you're going to see a big influx in building of natural gas power producing plants throughout the Midwest, down through your territory. That is in the works. In the next 10 to 15 years, they're not going to need any more coal because the natural gas will be coming online.
And that's fine too.
Yeah, there's some things going on right now that locally affect me here in this area. I mean, it's changing people's lives. And I live on this really big natural gas reserve that's underground. And they're going to be doing this hydraulic horizontal fracking and opening up a whole huge reserve because they see it. I mean, the electricity is going to be higher usage in the next 10 to 20 years than it has ever been. So they're looking at their profit margins in a way to keep it going.
Yeah. I personally think, from what I've looked into, that nuclear power is the wrong way to go. I have 3 nuclear. Well, it's just one nuclear power plant, but they got 3 reactors within about 45 minutes of my house or so. They've been there about over 30 years. They have to change the rods out at that particular plant. It could be a year, but it might be 6 months or a year. So from 6 months to a year, I forget which one it is. I used to know. I forget now. For over 30 years, they've been changing out these radioactive rods.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are still at that power plant underground.
They still don't have a storage facility for them.
Yep.
And look at what happened with Fukushima.
Yeah.
I mean, it is poisoning the Pacific Ocean, and all your marine life is being affected if it hasn't died already.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How they think nuclear power is green, how we were brainwashed, how the public was brainwashed to thinking nuclear power is clean. Are you kidding me? This shit will kill you if you get near it. If you pop open one of those barrels and look in there, oh, you're gonna die. But it's green.
Yeah. And that stuff doesn't go away for thousands and thousands of years. It'll
Yeah, let me
still
take it
kill
back.
you
It'll turn you green. How about that?
as you melt.
Yeah, it's I don't get how we were. I mean, I guess I do get how we were, because when I was, from what little bit I remember, so I smoke American Spirit. What I remember, thinking, growing up in school, and maybe they were misinformed or maybe they were brainwashing us on purpose. I don't know. I was thinking, they put the rods in there and this and that because it's got a half-life of 1,000,000 years and blah, blah, blah. So once it's set up, it just sits there and runs forever. Nobody told us that they had to change out these rods every 6 months to a year. And now you got all this radioactive waste.
I know on the nuclear ships they got to change them out every 5 years.
I didn't even know they had to change them out that quick on ships.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they lasted longer on those. But hey, even 5 years, that's still.
Well, just think how long those plants have been and all those waste rods that are just right there waiting for an accident.
Yeah. Absolutely. It makes no sense to me that anybody is for nuclear power plants, and they waste so much money. And when I say waste, they was trying to build one here locally, a new one, because in the United States there hadn't been a new nuclear plant in over 30 years. From what I understand, I could be wrong. If somebody's got some other info, I know they started some, and then they failed. They've started some, and then they failed. There's one here locally, and they're trying to pass those billions of dollars they spent starting one and then pulled out to the people paying the power bill, But, well, that project didn't work, so we got like $10 billion we're going to have to get back from y'all because this didn't work.
Yeah, Mr. Bolt, curious, he's talking about solar power. And
yeah,
well, the batteries that you got to store it in, that's what kills it. That is what kills it.
Well, now I do, being that I got into the solar power, I see solar. You can do it without batteries. Wouldn't do you any good at night. You wouldn't be self-sufficient totally, but you could supplement your power that you take off the grid. If you have solar, like all the solar powers I got, I could probably change my inverter and go to just a one that just maintains electricity, period. Like if I'm using electricity and the sun's out, it could flip and use my panels instead of the grid. So there is something to that. To be honest, solar energy is best at an individual basis. I don't believe in it as far as powering the grid up. Just like the wind turbines, when you start trying to pump it into a grid and send it miles and miles away, anytime you do that with electricity, you're losing efficiency, you're losing power. It's just, it makes no sense to me.
So that seems like something the government might want to keep down, because if we're using solar power, we're not paying taxes.
Yeah, there's the other thing. Yeah, because I bet in every county, city, or whatever, when you pay your power bill, government gets they get a little bit of that. It's like when you pay the insurance, your car insurance in South Carolina, somehow our state government gets part of that. It may be only a small percentage, but it's like, why is part of my money for my car insurance going to the state? What the hell is that?
Yeah, and now in California, they're wanting to get away from the pay the tax at the gas pump and go by how many miles you drive because of the fuel efficiency. They're making less revenue.
Yeah. Matter of fact, these liptards here in South Carolina, even, they went for, it took them a year or two. They politicked for a gas tax. I mean, not a gas tax. Well, yeah, a gas tax. And convinced everybody, yeah, this is what we need. And I was reading the editorials in the newspaper, and it's like, who in the hell are these people that got brainwashed to thinking I need to pay more for gas so we can have better roads? Sounds, maybe, I guess it sounded good in theory, but knowing the billions are receiving, the inefficiency of government, the bureaucracy, the freaking red tape. And this is what happened. They finally got their gas tax. It went through. And their excuse was, we had one of the lowest gas taxes in the United States. And I'm like, well, if you had at least 2 brain cells, you would know the fact that we have one of the lowest gas taxes should be something you should be proud of and want to keep. Not, I need to pay more money. Well, if you need to pay more money, you should just write a check every year and send it to the damn South Carolina government, if that's what you think. If you don't think you're paying enough taxes. Well, so they got their gas tax, biggest tax increase in South Carolina history. It's going to go up another 17 cents in 10 years or something like that in increments. And then if you drive a hybrid car, this electric, gas, whatever, your state, your sales tax doubled, your tax per year doubled because you're not buying as much gas. And they got all this stuff thrown in there that people didn't know about, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. Then they're kind of like raising hell about it. It's like, you're the son of a bitches that wanted it. Now you got it.
Well, that just sounds like we all need to get a 70s or 80 Chevy or Ford and put a gasifier on it and just say, screw them all.
Mm-hmm. It just baffles my mind that people, normally you just don't see people begging to pay more in taxes. As much as if there's one thing people seem to have a general, everybody seems to agree that we pay too much in taxes. And then all of a sudden, here you are with people begging to pay more in taxes. It makes no sense.
When are people just going to wake up and realize that our ruling class just looks at us as cash cows, generate money for them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, who was it? Chris Dreyer. He disagreed with our summation about solar.
Yeah, he does solar.
Yeah. I mean, Yankee Fuller, he's a good solar guy too, because I've been looking at solar. Something where I can just, when I get a greenhouse, where I can just put a couple solar panels out, charge a battery up to have some grow lights in the greenhouse to extend the time every day that the plants can grow.
Now, solar's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I was just saying the battery cost is a lot, but like I said, you don't have to have the battery as far as just getting power from the sun. Yeah, and I could see in some situations where that might even be the better way to go. Furman University, a college near me, it's in the city of TR, or right outside of it. they have a huge solar panel array. And I know good and well they're not using batteries to store that. Well, I say that. If they do, holy crap at the money they spend on batteries. But I'm pretty sure what they're using it for is in the daytime, they're powering up most of the college with solar. Just using it straight. Convert, boom, make electricity. And not necessarily storing it to use all night. Just direct when you got the sunlight, boom, we're feeding the dorms, the college, everything off the sun as much as we can. If it's a cloudy day, if it's a rainy day, boom, okay, we're on the grid. They're on both. You know what I mean? But it still makes a big difference. There's a YouTuber that does that. He doesn't have battery banks, but he pretty much doesn't have a power bill. And that's how he does it. Because even though the power that he doesn't use during the day when his panels are making money, making electricity, he's actually selling back to the power company. Yeah, now, that's not a prepper type kind of setup, but it is effective. It is cost effective. And if you're not paying a power bill, if you spend $2,000 or $3,000 on solar, and within 2 years you done made your money back, and now it's basically making you money every month, even if it's not a check, you don't have a power bill. That's $100 to $300 a month or whatever it is. Well, that's $100 to $300 a month you could spend on something else.
Because I'm just thinking, if you in the summer, if you were able having the solar panels to run your air conditioning, I mean, you don't need the power. You don't need the panels at night if your house is already cool after having the AC running all day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the AC that knocks your electricity bill right through the roof every summer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, solar's a good thing. Solar for me turned out to be not so good a thing. I just don't get enough sunlight. I'm on the side of the hill, like trees everywhere. It just hasn't worked out for me. But if I was on the other side of the hill, or if I was on the other side of the road, it would work great. I just wasn't thinking about solar when I bought this property. And I tried and tried and tried. I was supposed to spend a lot of money on solar equipment, and it did okay. And I got it all unhooked right now. I don't even have it hooked up. I'm going to go back through it this summer, see if I think I got some diodes popped in a few of the panels or something, because it was draining my batteries really bad. So I must have some problem, and I got to figure it out. But if I had my choice 30 years ago when I bought this property, I would have bought a piece of property with a creek or near a river or with a river on it or something like that, and I went hydro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was down, I was watching a lot of videos about hydro, about solar, and it costs money, but I guess, in the long run, you can save yourself money.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to have, though, is a generator, that runs on the natural gas, and get that hooked up and be able to just have a whole house generator, and I'd be done with electric bill for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, hydro is a good thing. If you live in maybe the Midwest or something like that, you could use wind turbines. And I could be wrong. Hydro may make a lot of noise too, but I know wind turbines are very noisy from the videos I've seen on YouTube. And I can only imagine that they're actually worse than what they sound on YouTube, because you know how stuff muffles and you don't really get the full effect. But hydro would be, if I had the creek that's across the road from me, but that ain't my property, that's all you need is a creek. If you got a pretty good running stream, you don't even have to dam it up. You just block off a little bit to build up a little bit, and a little 500 or 800 watt generator, probably power your. I mean, in there you would still want you a battery bank.
Mm-hmm.
You can power your house off that because it's 24/7. It never stops. So 500 watts over 24 hours, it adds up. Keep your batteries charged up, and it never stops. You know, unless it's gets really bad wintertime. You live up north and the creek freezes over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have that.
Yeah. But it's definitely everything I've looked into. It's like, man, that would be the way to go. You could do that so easy.
Just got to watch the floods.
I mean, usually wind turbines and hydropower, you have to have resistor banks to burn off the power that you can't use. It's like your batteries are topped off. You got every light in the house on. The AC's going. You still got more power coming in than you can use. You got to have resistor banks just burning off electricity.
You'd have the stereo on, the windows all the way open, be blasting the AC/DC. Strobe lights are going.
Yeah.
How's that Winchester treating you?
I hadn't shot it here lately. I need to do that. I'm off this weekend. I need to do some more shooting, no doubt, and then loading. I got to do some loading. Yeah, I like my Winchester. I really do. That was a very good investment, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I still oogle over it.
Hey, that is a work of art,
No doubt.
And
for 1873, that was a pretty good feat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just love those old lever guns, especially if they're case hardened, real case hardened, with that nice octagon barrel. Oh yeah. Oh, Big Al wants to see the win. Yeah, I'm entering the homesteader part season here on my channel. Now, things are hopefully will be warming up. I mean, turkey season comes in here on Saturday and Sunday for the youth, and regular season comes in Monday. But if it's snowing and cold, I'll wait for the warm weather.
So, okay. I don't know all the hunting seasons and stuff here in South Carolina. I know deer season stops on January 1st, if I'm not mistaken, but I didn't know that. I don't know about turkey and squirrel and stuff like that. It's normally I know when I used to hunt a little bit, I just small game hunted when I was a teenager. Everything seemed to be in the wintertime, fall, winter. But
I heard down there in South Carolina, the only time hunting season stops is if the game warden's coming around.
Well, that may be true. I do think we have, from what I understand, one of the longest deer seasons of the states. I forget when it starts. It's like freaking October, or maybe it's earlier than that. And I think it is earlier than October. But it don't even start to get cold here till the end of October.
Yeah. I can see it being kind of warm into November too down there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, around the end of October when it starts getting cool, or fairly cold. So because I've had some guys that do deer hunt, they won't really. They like to wait till after the first frost, so it's like too early,
Yeah, when it's like 70 to 80 degrees out, I don't care if it's deer season or not. If you get something, there's too much chance of you not finding it before that thing bloats up and goes bad.
Well, that's what I was always told by the old timers and stuff, even when I was squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, and all that. It's like wait till the first frost to help kill off parasites and what have you.
Oh, yeah. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They think they're going to come out to the woods and everything and start hunting, they shoot a squirrel or a rabbit that's got warbles and anything, little worms crawling around in its gut and stuff, you're going to have it.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to go to the external out there. Paul Hibbard. Sorry, I don't know if I say that right. Talking about wind turbines. If you live in the right area, a wind turbine is a good thing. There again, it's, depending on the wind, if you don't have a creek or a river, I think wind turbines and hydro is better than solar, unless you live in a really good area where your house or your land gets a lot of sun. Yeah, like I can't do wind, I can't do hydro. I tried my damnedest to do solar. And it was somewhat successful, but you got to be in the right place for any of those to work. Anyway.
Armament and axis. And heat kills all. Yes, it does. But how many of these city folks know to cook that squirrel or rabbit until it is well done? We're going to be hungry and want to eat it when it's warm. But I'm looking at, what you're going to see happening here is, though, as far as power, is natural gas power plants. So if you're the kind of person that looks into what do they call commodities or something, or if you want to invest in something, if you've got some power plant that's coming around and they sell stock and they're getting into gas generation, that's what I'd be looking at for the future. And that was your rosy moment for the night, and we're done.
Invest in natural gas.
And if we run out of natural gas, eat more beans. Methane.
Yeah, Linda says she boils squirrels till the meat drops off the bone. What I did is my grandmother at the time, on my mom's mom, she was living with us and used to go squirrel hunting a lot, and that's what she did. She'd parboil it, and even if you was going to fry it, she'd boil it, then fry it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like twice cooked.
Oh, change the subject here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you shot yourself, that video, how many views does it have now?
Not as many as you think. It's over 1,000. I forget what it is.
I thought it was 16, this whatever.
16,000?
Yeah.
Wasn't it
up around there?
I'll have to go back and look. I was thinking it didn't have that many. I know my buddy operating on me didn't get that many views as I thought it would. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. It's only got 1,600. Maybe the one where I shot myself does have over 10,000. I don't know.
Because TR, I finally had a video that went up, that spooled up. That Shadow 2, that warning, don't buy a Shadow 2 unless that sucker is ready to turn over 20,000.
Cool. Congrats, man.
So it's like, oh, it's my moment in the sun. All the rest of the videos only have 50.
Yeah. There ain't no rhyme or reason to it, I think, sometimes. I don't know.
That's right. You shot yourself and you kept on shooting.
Yeah, I worked a month. I waited a month before I got it took out. I didn't know it was in there. Everybody kept asking me. I thought, it's a little sore. It'd be all right.
Yeah, well, Tool Monkey, he just should have pulled harder. That would have came out eventually.
Eventually. It took the nurse 20 minutes to get it out. And she actually had, whatever it is. I'll say Novocaine. Probably wasn't Novocaine, but I don't know. I think she gave him about 10 shots trying to get it out. And I was just pull it, do it, get it out.
Next time, you just give me a pair of pliers and a Bic razor. I'll get that sucker out.
Well, the scar tissue had grown around it. That's what the problem was. Well, it was a tube. Got it right here. Souvenir for sure. Maybe I should do a giveaway and give away my souvenir. But it's the jacket off of 223, and that scar tissue grew up inside of that. That's what made it so hard to get out. Because she was tugging. I mean, she was pulling, like she's trying to pull a ligament out of my arm or something.
Yeah, just take that thing like you're skinning a raccoon, you know, get the pliers there and then just go with the knife on the other end, and whatever flesh comes out, it comes out.
It was an interesting experience, no doubt. And they tell me, "Oh, you got a broke bone too." I was really okay. That's probably why it's sore.
Nice.
So yeah, we're tough down here in the South. It's still a little tender. I'm gonna try not to shoot myself again.
Yeah. All right. Okay. 3,586 views on there.
Okay. What's funny is if when I go back and look at it now, I was looking at the blood and the hole.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the video, you can see this big bulge over here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the jacket. I wasn't even looking at that. I was like, yep, see there, I shot myself, and I heard it hit my boat. You know, heard a ricochet over here. So I was thinking it either, you know, hit my arm and hit the boat or vice versa. But what it was, evidently, the lead hit the boat and the jacket hit my arm. You know, it separated and went out in two different ways, and I got one part of it. If I could have took my damn pocket knife out and dug that thing out right then, you know, before anything, because it wasn't that deep. But
well, you didn't even know me then. But if you would have read my comment, I told you exactly what that was.
Oh yeah, looking back at the comment stuff is like, well, yeah, I know now for sure. Yeah, there it is.
Both from TR.
Hey, it floated last time it was on the lake.
Okay, should I put my little emoji thing on here? Because I'm going to go out and have myself a cigarette.
All right, go right ahead.
Or do you want the spinning room?
I'll keep them occupied here.
Oh, I'm not going away. I just didn't think you wanted to see everything spinning around. You know? I might even turn the mic off.
Why is that? Why you gotta No, that's not why I got a kayak. Kayak's just handy. You throw it in the back of the truck, go to any lake. I'm kind of digging the kayak fishing. I might actually do some videos on that. I don't know. I ain't having too much luck here lately. I've caught fish out of that little lake I go to, but I want to go to some different lakes and try my luck at that. I like pan fishing. I like crappie or crappie if you're up north. Bluegill. I even like catfishing. Never been a big bass fisherman, but I catch them every once in a while. All I know is life is short. Just fish more.
Yeah, I didn't see that video yet today.
It's just a real quick one. I was kind of planning on doing another one, but wind picked up and kind of made it aggravating trying to fish because I got an anchor I throw out, but it keeps spinning me this way, then it spins me this way, and I'm trying to use two rods, and I keep having to reel them in and recast them, and it just got to be a pain in the butt. And I didn't even I don't even think I got a bite, but you know.
He's using the wrong kind of bait.
Yeah, I was trying some different stuff today. I tried mealworms, red worms. I like live bait.
I like half a stick of dynamite.
Now that'll work. I didn't need that many fish.
Well, it only takes one. You got a month full of 1 month supply of fish then.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays the game warden is just going to think somebody just shot some tannerite.
Well, that's true.
Oh, how long is it going to be till they ban tannerite?
That's a good question. That would be a hard one to do because it's the two elements that make it up. Or I shouldn't say elements. The two things that make it up are readily available to make your own.
Yeah, and all you need is a blender.
Yeah, I mean it's real easy to make it on your own. I've watched a lot of videos on that. They just make it easier for you to buy it already made, But it's aluminum and damn, I forget the other thing in it, but it's something readily available.
Yeah, it's in those. It's in that stuff that's in hand warmers.
Yeah,
but you can buy it too. I think ammonia.
You can make it out of. Actually, you can make it also with those in the medical supply, the ice packs.
Yeah,
you bust them and they get cold.
Yeah, that's the thing right there. The thing that bust open.
Yeah, if you just slice one of those open and take the water packets out and use the other part, and then take some aluminum foil, get a little coffee grinder or whatever,
ammonia,
grinder,
Pop's
grind
named
up
it,
aluminum foil. You mix those two together, you got tannerite.
Yeah, Pop's just named it right there.
Aluminum nitrate and aluminum powder.
Yep. Ammonia nitrate.
Ammonium. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's there. They just put it together for you. Here's aluminum. Here's this ammonium nitrate. Shake it up. But you could buy it. You can buy the shit at Walmart because, like I said, it's in those little ice pack things. It's just more expensive that way. You don't want to do it that way, but you could.
So I just want to know. So if there's a strike coming on here, is it just going to be you, or are they going to get you and me on this?
Probably just me.
I hope not, because then a lot of people are going to be mad at me because I brought it up.
Well, I go back to the Fun Fisher channel like I did last time I got a strike.
Yeah. Farm supply stores. That's they use that in on corn.
Okay, there you go. That's why I say, because it's a binary thing, it'll be hard for them to regulate that and do anything about it. Can
you see the cops checking every single kid who's alongside the road picking up aluminum cans? Yeah. What you doing with that there, son?
And I think once you mix it up, I think it has a shelf life is really quick. I don't. When I say quick, I mean compared to other type.
Well, I know you can't mix it and transport it.
No, I wouldn't suggest.
No. You do that, you're going to get busted big time if they ever caught you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, and it takes a pretty big thing to make it go off, but I wouldn't want to do that anyway. I don't know what the shelf life is after you mix it, but I don't think it lasts a long time.
I was working at this one auto parts store. These kids came in. They got a hold of some tannerite, and they put a little mix and they shot it and got it boom, and then they took all the rest of it, put it underneath the mower, and the mower landed in the neighbor's yard 300 yards away, and it was a riding mower.
Holy crap.
Yeah, 10 pounds. Sucker, they said it just shot off. Their ears were ringing for days.
Yeah, if there's anything I've learned on YouTube is if you're using tannerite, do not put it in anything. Just shoot it by itself. Don't put it at the worst I've seen. I mean, the best I've seen maybe was okay. It was down at the farm and a beer can was set on top of it. Other than that, if it's a lawnmower or a refrigerator, there's
dryer,
like limbs damn near being cut off or has been cut off. Don't put it in anything. Even Blue, he's got a video from a few years ago. where there was a scythe of dryer went by them about 10 or 15 foot away, that if it had been in their path, it would have killed one of them.
Yeah, that thing was just, I mean, like a big old mower blade coming through.
Yeah.
See if I can get in here without my beagle running outside.
Yeah, but don't try to blow up stuff with tannerite. Just don't do it. Except maybe pumpkins. I did pumpkins one time. I think you're okay with pumpkins. Fruits, vegetables, that's okay.
So you can blow watermelons up good with it.
Yeah, yeah. I did a video a few years ago trying to show the difference between an AR and an AK. So I shot the pumpkin with AK, you know, and it kind of busted the pumpkin up. Then I had tannerite in the one I shot with AR-15. And I was like, see, damn AR-15 is way more powerful than an AK-47. It was a fucking explosion went up. Boom!
Oh, I'll tell you something that's fun to do. You know, I don't know how cold it gets down there, but when it really gets cold, fill a milk jug full of really scalding hot water and shoot it with a 44 Magnum. That is cool. It just makes a cloud of snow mist.
Yeah, you can take a tree down. Nothing wrong with that. I've seen that done too, Les, out there in the audience. Tannerite's fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, don't put it in metal objects and try to blow stuff up. It could be turned bad.
Anything that can produce shrapnel is bad. And if you're going to take a tree down with it because your chainsaw got stuck, take the chainsaw head out first. And remember, the bar is still there and it can come flying at you.
Yeah. Yeah, Pop's Quest took down a tree. I think the one we had blue was there. Shot, I think it's a tree about yay big around, maybe. Duct tape the tannerite to the tree. We were all over 100 yards away, so it was okay.
I wonder if I had an auger that was about 2 inches wide, something to be able to drill into the tree 6 inches, fill a pop can full of tannerite and slide that in there, then shoot it. Do some long distance shooting at it.
Well, if you make a cavity in something, then you get into, yeah, it would definitely do more damage that way than it would just be strapped to the side of it. Yeah.
Next time Scotsman's here, I might have to. Yeah. Hey, Scotsman, here, shoot that target.
Yeah, like I say, Tannerite, I say Armament and Axis is out there. They getting into the Tannerite thing. That's some fun stuff to play with, as long as you're careful with it. Like I said, please, just don't put it in metal objects and try to blow metal objects up with it. It could have bad consequences.
And if if someone says, "Here, hold my beer," or "Watch this," run.
All right, I hate to do it to you, Daniel, but I'm going to have to take a quick 1-minute break. I'll let you entertain the audience for a minute.
All right, there I was, 30,000 feet. Let's see some questions out there. I bet you guys can come up with some good ones. And I'll read the PG-13 ones. The other thermite. I think thermite, isn't that just an explosive on its own? What's the rope you wrap around trees? I don't know. Just rope or a chain and tie the other end to a Ellis Chalmers and pull them down. Oh, it burnt too. I can see that, Rotter. Yeah, TR's got to go pee. Yeah, here y'all. Hey, y'all, watch this. And Robin Jones, how you doing tonight? How did I become religious? I'm not religious. I just have faith. Thermite is a rust and aluminum powder mix, 50-50. Thermite must be a good oxidizer. And it goes boom. Yep, once you hit it. And TR's back. That was a short run.
Make a pit stop. Coffee is going through me.
Yeah, no one's drinking tonight. That's problem. It's like I'm surprised. But you got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, we might wrap this up in about 15 minutes. Make about an hour and a half show. Oh, let me get back. Let me backtrack. If some of the people out there I know wasn't watching the whole show, and that's fine. I was talking about a guy in Texas wearing a shirt that had AR-15 on it. This libtard woman called the law on him because she was scared for the children because he had a picture of a gun on the shirt. Turns out, I wish I had some links and stuff to throw in. And I can't even remember the name. It was like Warrior 12, I think, was the manufacturer of the shirt. Anyway, she caused a ruckus even on Facebook or whatever. And they traced back who manufactured the shirt. Turns out it was a cop. I think it was a sheriff in Texas, I think. Anyway, it was a policeman or a sheriff. And he had this T-shirt business on the side. And I think it's called Warrior 12. I could be wrong on that. If anybody knows any info on it, let me know. And he makes shirts like we wear, you know, AR-15s, AKs on it, and come and take it and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought it was ironic that the guy wearing the shirt gets the police called out on him. Of course, police say, you ain't done a damn thing, don't worry about it. But then all these people went on a rampage and attacked the Facebook page where the guy was selling T-shirts. Like 60-something thousand people went over there and flooded it and tried to, you know, like just downed it and made bad comments and all this stuff. And it was a police officer that made the freaking shirt. And somehow I find that ironic. I don't know.
Oh, and you know they're going to go out and try to get him fired.
Yeah. And his statement was, well, this has also actually improved my sales and I'm going to buy more guns with them. That's what the police officer said.
Cool. Sounds like our kind of guy. Oh. Yeah.
I just happened to think about that.
And not only am I on the panel, I am also a moderator. Hey, he likes it. We're just shooting the crap here, and he likes it. So do TR a favor. Hit him some thumbs up on this.
Yeah, we don't have quite the crowd we did last week. We had, I don't know what happened last week. I guess everybody was watching YouTube or something. We had a really big crowd last week. They had also some new members, or a new member on the crowd. I sent him a link. I don't know where he's at tonight, but that's okay. Everybody can't always be here. I understand that.
Well, that's when you had Patch on.
Yeah. I don't know if that helped or not, but it doesn't matter. We always have 40 to 60 people here concurrent. I guess they like what we got to say. I don't know.
I don't know. People just talking honest, I guess.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, I think, I was talking to my friend Sonia today, and I think a lot of people like things like I talk about. Sometimes maybe I get too passionate if I do my rants or something like that. But even just regular videos that we do, shooting guns, whatever it is, I think a lot of people support what we do and may even do the same thing we do, but they're maybe a little apprehensive, a little scared to put it out there in the open. Because I know I post on Facebook a lot of political. My Facebook page, I don't tell you that I went to eat at Burger King or this and that. Every once in a while, I'll say, hey, me and Sonia's at such restaurant. Other than that, it's either one of the videos I made or some political post or something like that that I've seen somebody else do or whatever. It's really not personal far as me. It's just like far as what I'm doing or whatever. It's, look at this story, look at this story, look at this story, look at this story. And I get very few likes and stuff on them. I post a picture of some fish and I get 60 people liked it and I put a political post, 5 people might like it, make a comment. But I also know that I've had people contact me and they'll say yeah, keep them coming. I do watch them. They just don't comment. They don't like them. They don't come, I think people are scared I shouldn't say scared. I think people like their privacy and they don't want others to know where they stand. And I don't know how to explain this. I'm not trying to down anybody. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind being a voice and coming out here and making an ass out of myself if that's what it ends up being. But if I can do it for you and get the message out, well, okay, I'm your guy. I'll do it. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. I think that's why we have a pretty good following. Not that anybody out there, most people out there in the audience, they make their own videos and they do their own shit and they ain't afraid to talk what they're talking about. But I think there's a lot of people that do watch stuff like this that feel the same way. They just don't feel like they want to put themselves out there. I don't know if I'm coming across right. Maybe I shouldn't say that like that. I don't know. What do you? Am I making any sense?
I think it's a lot of people out there afraid of stalkers, that type of thing. And I got a slight fear of what I might have to do if I ever get a stalker. That's why, like every third video, I'm doing something with a gun or reloading. And I'll tell you one guy that I'm worried about. Okota boy, I think that boy's going to have a heart attack. These liberals keep ticking him off. I mean, he's very, very passionate.
And the bigger he gets, the worse it's going to get. Because the Okota boy's getting up there.
Oh yeah, he's getting quite the following.
Yep. And he should. I know I commented on one of his he don't do a lot of rant videos. But when he does, people do watch and they listen. And he's good about, he's way better at rants than I am. Because I just get all pissed off and I'm just like, yeah. And then I feel bad. I'm like, I should take that down. Oh God, I look like an idiot. But I get a lot of response from it and I'm like, hell with it. I'll leave it up there,
Yeah, I mean,
I have a harder time if I finally get to that point to do a rant. I'm just like wide open. It's hard for me to restrain myself. I'm not an angry person. I really am a really happy-go-lucky kind of guy. But if you get me riled up, I will go off.
When I get that ticked, I just go in the back. I'll shoot about 200 rounds. Then I'll come down, think about it, and then I'll just make a totally ridiculous joke out of it. Because the stuff that's really ticking us off. It's hilarious if you stop to think about how ridiculous it is, and all the sheeple out there just following it.
Yeah, I think everybody has a rant in them. It's just hard to get it out. And like I said, I've already, since I've been doing YouTube, believe it or not, I have, for the most part of my life, I have been a very shy person. In high school, I mean, I talked to people. I had friends on every clique, niche, whatever you want to call it. Back then, we had yuppies, your rednecks, and there's some in between, I guess, groups. I had friends in all circles, but I still wasn't a talkative guy. I mean, I was a very shy person. And most of my life, I've been fairly quiet. But since I got on YouTube, and once I realized that I've already made a really big ass out of myself already, probably. I just kind of like just gave up, and I was like, okay, let's just do this. You know, it's made me a lot more open to conversation and making a fool of myself. Because I know if I go back and watch some of my videos, because people will comment still on video that's 4 years old or something, and I watched the video and I was like, I know I've advanced and done better, but it's like, boy, I look like an idiot doing that. But you know, I done put it out there, so like chats like this or rants or whatever, it's like, screw it, I've already made a complete fool of myself. I can't do much to tarnish that great reputation I have.
Well, I gotta let hidden nemesis know this. The two a-holes that thumbed down the chat tonight, well, one of them was Pops Quest, and the other one was me.
Hey, a thumbs up and a thumbs down, still same thing.
Oh, I love choice.
What's up, brothers and sisters? What's up, brother TR? Sorry I'm a little late to the party. I was busy hanging out with the missus and watching some stuff on Netflix. My apologies for almost missing you guys.
That's okay, man. It's never a requirement. It's always just, hey, if you can jump in, jump in. You know, there it is. You know, we got a little group. It was just me and Daniel for the most part of the night, but you know that it happens every once in a while. But it ain't no big deal. Hey, you know, life's life, and it's a freaking Tuesday. You know, I'm surprised I have as many people watching as I do for it being a Tuesday night every week.
That's kind of how I feel when I do a show and I'm getting, people like your numbers, and I'm like, wait, what the hell are they watching me for? Ain't there like something on TV they could be watching that's better? But I have great people on, like, Greg and Luke, Angel, and a few others, so I'm happy with it.
That's good. I'm glad you can jump in. It doesn't matter. We kind of decided we might close this up here in a few minutes anyway. Just make it a short night. Kind of a slow news night. I don't know what you've been thinking, what you've been seeing.
Well, I've been seeing about that business that was being fined for flying the American flag, and then I seen some people parking in a handicap spot, and when they got called out for it by two black ladies in military fatigues, how they wanted to jump to racism, lesbianism, and insulting our military because they got caught breaking the law. Not just this. I was like, wow, it's all like going right, to hell in a handbasket. People are just being stupid for the sake of being stupid and being nasty for the sake of being nasty. Part of the reason people don't like jumping on other people's panels is not so much the stalkers, it's so much what YouTube will do to those people involved in something that might go controversial. You can get most of the people that hang out on my channels, they don't really put out so much in the way of content, so they're not really worried about their channels getting taken down for something that might be said. But lately, especially with the new way YouTube is doing things with the side chats, you're able to record them. If somebody says something in the side chat, YouTube is being known for screwing with anybody that was in the side chat. So they're not like wanting to be on panels because they're not wanting to be, considered part of a controversial subject. That's what I've been noticing lately.
Well, I don't think TR is worried about that because most of the people that are on his panels go out of their way to say bad things about YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't talking about TR. Worried about what you guys were discussing when I first got in was why people may not be more prone to getting on panels or being as open. That's why, because a lot of people are worried about their channels. I'm not monetized. They're never going to monetize me because I'm right of center. I say what I want, when I want, how I want, and if it offends somebody, I just don't particularly care. So YouTube's not going to monetize me. So if they shut me down, I can do 15,000 other things to bring up another channel. Yeah. It's not about money, in my regard.
Well, I'm monetized, and I've been doing this for many, many years, and most of the chats they go ahead and demonetize already. There's not enough money in YouTube as a small channel to even worry about it. I just do it to be doing it. But yeah, that little bit of to be honest, and I've said this before, when I do giveaways, which like most people, you hit milestones, you do giveaways. The little money I make, that's what I kind of spend on my giveaways. So if I spend a few $100, that's what I made in the last year.
Oh yeah, no, I dig it. Me personally, I just don't give a shit. What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
they can't take away anything that I have because I don't have anything. Yeah. I mean, I was making money on super chats. They still owe me like $170 hidden on the super chat when they switched to this new fucking procedure. And they took the super chat away, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't have it before. I don't have it now. Not really gonna fucking hurt me any.
Well,
I just don't allow people to go inside.
I didn't even know you could make money on YouTube when I started. So I never started it to make money, and I don't do it to make money now. So it really don't matter to me. I do this for my own enjoyment. Basically, really, it is. I do this because all the interaction, the friendships I've made, I have fun doing it. And when it stops being fun, I'm going to stop doing it.
I agree. People have been giving me shit because like the past couple of weeks, I've only done like 2 shows on my channel. Well, I'm still trying to get over the flu crap and having this crud in my chest. And then I went and got more ink done. And you don't feel like sitting here trying to click on a mouse when you've got your whole forearm is still covered in tape because of the tattoo ink you just got put in there a few days ago. So I've been just kind of taking it easy because there's not really been a lot going on that I really care to discuss ad nauseum. But I think eventually, like I told you the last time, the next show I do, I want you, I want Rosie. Daniel, you're more than welcome to come to one of my panels because you guys are gracious enough to let me on yours, as crazy as I am. But I think the biggest problem we're having right now is people are losing their minds. I remember 20 years ago when you wouldn't dare discuss or dare insult a member of the armed forces just because you were pissy. I mean, this dude got me in these girls' faces, trying to grab their camera out of their hand, trying to lay hands on them.
One of them was pregnant.
And one of them was pregnant. And I was like, wait, 20, 30 years ago, this would never have happened. The leftist agenda has gotten so out there that now it's becoming okay to do these things, from what it seems like to me.
Pats, type something in the side chat.
Yes, sir. Bear through 1 second, man.
Yeah, for anybody don't know Patch, I've been introduced to him, and he came highly recommended, and he was on our chat last week, and solid dude. I like him. Y'all
I appreciate it, TR. I appreciate it, guys. I'm just saying, you guys are gracious enough to allow me to hang out with you. I would love the next time I do a show to reciprocate and allow you guys to. You already know half of my friends.
Yeah.
In a flow state of mind, brother Greg.
Yeah, give me a heads up whenever you do one, and I'll try to be there, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mine been typically I just do them when I feel the notion, or when Luke, in a warm state of mind, is busting my chops in the hangouts, going, "Hey, Patch, wake the fuck up! You got a damn chat waiting on you." I'm like, I fucking do? Where? But he's meeting me because I keep trying to talk him into doing his own, so we'll just like flip flop. But he just doesn't want to do that. He wants to come hang out on my channel for some reason. I guess because if mine gets shut down, he's still got his. Ain't that right, Luke? You bastard in the side chat, you.
Well, I definitely
What's
always
up,
have
Miss
a little
Susie?
bit, I let Navy guys in without question, usually. I sometimes let an Army guy on every once in a while,
Hey, this is all Navy night.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Hoorah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
saw the story on the one with the pregnant girl that was, I'm assuming Army from what I got. And I seen the one,
Right.
I reposted it on Facebook about the little dealership, motorcycle dealership or whatever it was in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
supposedly is already the mayor stepped in and kicked that citation out, and that bitch should be fired for what she done. If anybody don't know about it, anyhow, this city, not councilwoman, city official went into
Right.
this motorcycle shop. They sell motorcycles and accessories and four wheelers and stuff like that, and they flew every flag of our armed forces and the American flag as well, and cited them and said they got to take that down. And here's a fine for flying it. And the worst part of it is there was a customer there, and he questioned her, and then he had took 3 bullets in the leg, being over in the Middle East, and she got in his face and said, "You didn't do nothing for our country," and then stormed out of the building.
Gotta love entitled bitches like that. Wow. Wow. I got one for you. It's even dumber. When in this country did it become against the law for business to tell you to get the fuck out if you're not buying anything and you're just loitering? When did that become against the law or a fireable offense by the management?
Yeah, I seen that story too.
Starbucks, everybody's favorite liberal hub, libtard headquarters manager, gets fired for telling 2 dudes they got to leave because they've been in there for a hot minute, not buying anything. Yeah, it happened in Philly. Exactly, Prepping. Happened in Philly. These 2 fucktards were sitting there soaking up the Wi-Fi, supposedly waiting for their friend, and didn't buy a damn thing. When the manager said, "You know what? You've been here long enough. It's time to go." They started. It's racist. It's only because they were black. And Starbucks, true to form, rolled over with their tail tucked between their legs, the legs spread straight up in the air, open for business, and fired duty, and is going to send their baristas to some sort of sensitivity training.
nowadays.
What the
Okay.
fuck, man?
Well, I've got one for you. Okay. If Marines is like gun ho, oorah, and the Army is ooh, what's the Navy's battle cry?
Well, when I was in Budozua, that's what you do. What do you got?
Well, TR, CBs.
We didn't really have a battle cry. It was like, "Where's the coffee?" That was pretty much our.
The morning after cry. Well, the night of the real battle cry is, what do you mean? It's not my turn to buy. It's your turn to buy this round.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, but meth, it doesn't matter. At that point in time, these guys have been here long enough that the police had to be called because they wouldn't just get up and leave. They've made a scene, got arrested by local PD because they were asked to leave. Don't give a shit when their friend showed up. They could have been sitting there for 2.5 hours for all we know, not buying anything.
Well, most businesses have signs saying no loitering. So
Exactly.
I mean, if I bought a cup of coffee and nursed it for 2 hours, okay, well, they bought something. They were a patron of the business. And it would be different if they didn't buy anything. And like you said, they were just sitting there sucking up the Wi-Fi. To be honest, I kind of see where a manager could say, it's time for you guys to leave. You're taking up spaces of our paying customers.
No, TR, you better be careful on this. Because I think the three of us are approaching that age is when we go into McDonald's and buy that senior coffee and stay for the whole morning into the afternoon.
Yeah, but see, we get free coffee refills there. We've already purchased something, so
and you bought the first one. So you're a paying customer.
And that's exactly right, Prepper, because when I lived in South Philly, it was that way. Shut up, Luke. You're getting older than all of us. I mean, you've already got that pattern thing going on in your skull when you don't shave your head. Let's not go there, buddy. Talking about old. But method, yeah, like I said, method doesn't matter. The sign says no loitering. And not for nothing. Sorry, that's against the law. The manager was doing his rights. The cops were within their rights. The people that went in there the next day to protest were like, fire the cops for following the law. Makes no sense to me.
Well, they definitely, people will start splitting hairs in the wrong place, and they start jumping on the wrong bandwagons. They are atrocities that should be addressed and should be brought to light. But that one, that's why I hadn't made any comments. I've seen a few things about it, and I'm like, well, they wasn't paying customers. I mean,
that's what I said.
You know,
but see, the problem with not saying anything about it on our side is that's what happened with BLM. That's what happened with the Antifa bullshit. We all kept saying, you know what? It's really not that big of a deal. You know, until the left had 50,000 morons drinking the Jim Jones aid who said, hey, I'm going to go march for this stupidity. You know, like, you know, was it Michael Brown? Hands up, don't shoot, predicated on a lie. But we didn't fight anything to begin with when they started to, BLM started to, you know, do these protests and these riots. We kind of let it all go. And it developed steam. It started sucking up all the other little bullshit news stories to get a headline, while the right are sitting here going, but it makes no sense.
Well, the weather is going to be getting warmer here, so I think you're going to be seeing a lot more riots popping up.
I agree. And yeah, Paul, I agree. I think it was a setup. Not initially, but once they figured out they could gain some sort of national notoriety, they went boom. It's the same thing they did with the Antifa bullshit. Same thing they did with BLM. The same. Hey, I'll give you one. This is even funnier. Realize they're not allowing drag queens to march in the women's marches anymore, right? You want to know the reason behind it? Because they may make the transsexuals feel out of place. So drag queens aren't allowed to march with the women's march anymore. Same things with the right to lifers. They're not allowed to march with the women's group anymore either. No. See, you could be arrested for trespassing if you're loitering, meth. And that's in every state in the union. If you decide you're going to fight with the cops when they tell you to leave and you say, fuck you, I'm not leaving, you can go to jail.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. Just the left is eating themselves, but they're still finding other shit to protest on that we're just kind of sitting here going, duh. Wait, this is just dumb. It might be dumb, but you know, somebody's got to say something.
Yeah.
If not, they're going to keep pushing that narrative until it gets even bigger. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're latching on to anything and everything and making it a big deal. I mean, in the last 10 years, America has really flipped the wrong way. Maybe not totally, but
it reminds me when you see those epic fail videos where those idiots are trying to do those backflips and they land on their neck. It's kind of what I feel like we've done. Now we tried to do one of those stupid standing backflips and didn't flip over right, and landed on our necks. Now the idiot's trying to run things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you see it more and more. Like I said, me and Daniel, or at least I was anyway, talking about, you know, down in Texas, this guy got called. The cops got called by some liberal libtard woman because he had a picture of a silhouette of a AR-15 on his shirt. It's like, really? This is where we at? It was in Texas. The guy had a shirt on with an AR-15 on it and got the cops called on him. Now, granted, okay, backstory, the cop said, you ain't done nothing. See ya. Have a good day. You know, but the fact that she got that upset and thought she had the right to call the cops because a guy had a picture of an AR-15 in Texas. My God.
This makes me scratch my fucking head and wonder, you know, when is the stupidity going to stop? When you get a good portion of the country who decides, I just can't take it anymore, and they decide to all make, you know, millions of gallons of Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And these same people, here's another scenario, these same people that we're talking about are calling Trump worse than Hitler are also the ones saying the government should take our guns away. What kind of fucking logic is this?
You call Trump Hitler and his people Gestapo, but you want them to be the only motherfuckers with guns. What the hell?
Yep.
Where is the sense in that?
These people aren't going to learn until they get spanked.
That just makes no sense. It's just.
I mean, not that I think Trump's Hitler, and not that I think the government should take our guns. It's just the fact that this dribble comes out of their mouth. Trump is Hitler the next week. We should take. Nobody should have these guns. Only the government and the police should have these guns. The same people that even the week before were saying police brutality and blah, blah, blah. But now they're saying, oh, but only the police and government should have guns.
That makes no sense. I agree.
Oh, and Red's out there, Red October's out there saying that woman wasn't a Texan.
Prove
it, Red. I want to see
it. It's not
a true
Texan, huh, Red?
We'll see the evidence tomorrow, Red.
I just don't get how people have lost the ability to even remotely think. I mean, you may not agree with what I think, but at least I have the ability and the capabilities to think. And these people just swallow everything, hook, line, and sinker. They're going to be the ones that say, hey, take this blue pill because it's going to help you in life. And yeah, it's going to put you to sleep forever. And these people, there are going to be millions of people lined up to take these pills because it's going to make their life better. But Mindy, common sense has never been common. So what you and I might consider to be common sense issues, Red may not, or Frank may not. But to be able to logically think and critically think, those are skills that are lacking now.
Yeah.
Exactly, Big Al. Snowflakes, also known as Hitler Youth. It's funny how they act like it, and then claim everybody else is the fascist.
Yeah, the ones claiming that we're fascist, Trump's a fascist, are the ones that are trying to deny people's First Amendment rights, scream everybody down. That part, I know you've seen it, you know, the different videotapes of rallies and whatever kind of video it is. And if you're against what they believe in, they want to shut you down. They want to take away, I really shouldn't say First Amendment right, but like they feel like they got the First Amendment right to shut you down, yell at you, bully you, but yet they're doing this while they claim they have a First Amendment right to say what they want to say.
You forgot one thing. It ain't just yell at you, shut you down, or bully you. It's lay hands on you and cause you physical bodily harm. Because I've seen that at some of these rallies where if you disagree with somebody, some dude from the crowd is going to do a wild swing over 5 other people to punch you in the face.
Oh,
and
like
start
that,
World War III.
Like that college professor in the bicycle lock?
Yep.
Blind people, sighted people?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The level of and I say this at the truest terminology of the term, the level of ignorance of these people just baffles my fucking mind. It's like, do you not whether it's the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth, whatever amendment, they have no. I guess we were raised that different that maybe they were still teaching history in school when we went to school.
But even then, they weren't teaching real history. I mean, they still doctored it up plenty.
Yeah,
when we were
but we still understood that the amendments, the Constitution, everything that was done was because the British was shitting on us that bad. The First Amendment, it was there because of what the British done to us. The second, the third, fourth, fifth, every one of them are there because that's what the British done to us.
Right.
So, hey, we need to put this in writing so this don't happen again. And now it's happening again.
Right. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to come to a fucking head like an infected zit. And when the smoke clears, whoever's left is going to be the people to put it back together. And unfortunately, that's how I see it going. It may not happen in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
But I think in our kids, maybe our grandkids, I can blame the kids because I can blame the parents that raised those dumbass kids. Sorry, Atomic.
The people have got to turn the TV off. I mean, so our TV got turned off. I mean, not only did I lose weight because I'm outside doing stuff, both my kids are getting A's in high school and college, straight A's now.
Well,
I am. Sucks to be you.
I think there are a lot of good kids out there. I think there are a lot of good parents who are still raising good kids. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all kids, but they're. I brought this up the other day, and I guess maybe last week. My friend Sonia, her niece or whatever it is 29 years old, and she's teaching school. Yeah, she's a teacher. Well, at 29, she was indoctrinated into this leftist freaking agenda herself. So we have, I mean, their plan is working. That's why all these kids are so leftist thinking and so socialist thinking, is because once you get through a few generations, well, the generations that you've already brainwashed are teaching the newer generation. Mm-hmm. They ain't got a fucking chance unless the parents step in and keep shit straight and keep the kids straight. And that's a tall order. Yeah, I don't have any kids, but if I did, that's a tall order to undertake to counter the brainwashing they're getting at school.
I agree, but it's still our jobs as parents.
Mm-hmm.
My two youngest daughters are both homeschooled. Why? Because we're tired of the leftist agenda. We don't want to raise snowflakes. We don't want to raise kids that are unable to think for themselves and even think about things that that may not necessarily make them very popular. It's just you have to take charge of your kids. Yeah, you're the ones that are going to be responsible for them being able to survive when you drop dead. Everything I do with our children is to make sure they can function in a fucked up world when their mother and I both die. And that's, I can drop dead tomorrow knowing that my kids could survive and function and still be people and not drones. Because my kids are very mouthy and they're very opinionated and they have their own sets of values and morals and things that they think are just completely stupid. And my 14-year-old loves to listen to us talk because it helps put stuff in her head that she can think about. And it's just amazing that other parents are just like they don't have the time for their kids. They don't have the time for their families, which is why, the core family is dying. And the left loves it. I think one of the things in China, being a truly communist country, is no family. Kids aren't yours. Kids belong to the country. And I don't want to see that happen here any more than it already is. But it's happening here by attrition. because both parents have to work really long hours to try and keep up with the Joneses. If people, dialed back their expectations of what they were wanting out of life, instead of having those 3 Porsches, have one good car and one good truck. Dialing back what they want to spend on, especially with the fiat currency that we're currently using. It's astounding to me how people just don't get it.
Yeah. I can't ever, well, to a point, I was trying to keep up with the Joneses early in my life, but I've always been a pretty simple guy. But I definitely learned here in the last 10, 12 years, 15 years, kind of reevaluated what life is, and it could make me a underachiever in some people's eyes, but to me, it's like I just realized, I got a life to live here. What happens after that is, could be whatever. But while I'm here, I want to have fun. I want to go fishing when I can. I like to shoot my guns. I like to make a political. While I'm here, there's shit going on in life. I know I can't change the world, but at the same time, I want to try to do what I can. But far as having a brand new Ford truck in the garage that I don't have a garage. But as far as having the latest and greatest of this and that, I figured out a long time ago that none of that shit matters. None of that shit matters.
Well, the reason I know it doesn't matter, you can't fucking take it with me.
Yeah.
I don't think of it the same way the ancient Egyptians did, when they could stuff everything into, a tomb, and you wake up tomorrow after being dead, and you get to take it with you. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong.
Al. I did watch that.
If you're making the money and you can afford a new car or whatever, hey, that's great. More power to you. I ain't got nothing against that. Just me personally, I cut down my finances to where I pay very little. I pay the minimum that it takes for me to live here. Keep my power on. My mortgage.
That's what we do.
And then when I want something, I got extra money to buy it, whether it's a gun or whatever it is. But I don't need all the frizzles of life. I like living a simple life. And I guess everybody maybe gets that way as they get older, or at least people I know.
Yeah, that's because we surround ourselves with people like us in our older ages.
Yeah.
And buy nothing on credit. If you can do so, buy nothing on credit. No credit cards. You may have to put your car on credit and pay monthly. But other than that, I wouldn't put anything else on credit, because you're feeding into the system when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once you get off all that credit paid off, and you can get off that hamster wheel.
Exactly. Things are tough. Exactly. Things are tough, but we don't owe anybody anything. All of our shit is paid for. The only thing we have to pay every month is our utilities, food, and rent.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't even have TV.
We have Sling and Hulu. That's about it. We don't have cable TV. The biggest bill I got is my cable internet bill.
Yeah, well, I got internet, of course, absolutely. And I have Amazon Prime because I order everything online. So I got, I can watch movies and crap on that.
Nothing wrong with that, but that's literally the only thing we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is extra.
Yeah, a few years ago, I was like, okay, I'm paying $100 and something for fucking cable. Basically, it was
for 50 channels of Spanish and 50 channels of.
Yeah, and it was like, so I cut that out. I kept cutting stuff down. I was like, well, I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need that. And I cut everything down, and that's why every few months I might say, you know what, I need a new gun. Because I'm not paying for all that shit that I don't use anyway. Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's just, and people don't get it, and they still want to live like we're in the 50s. In the 50s, everybody was really big on trying to keep up with the neighbors, had the white picket fence. That was the ideal. Whatever your neighbor had, you were supposed to have at least one of, if not more than. And through the 60s, you know, I got the free love crap. 70s and 80s were the drug decades. 90s was the meth and heroin. Actually, no, it was the meth and ecstasy phase. And the 2000s have been heroin, ecstasy, and crystal meth. And it's just crazy how our ideas of what's important from a family standpoint have just so totally become skewed. It's not even funny. I don't give a shit what's happening on the other side of the fucking globe. When our kids can't get the right educations that they need, and we got our own poor, destitute, homeless families here.
Yeah, you're sending.
And we don't take care of them.
Yeah, you're sending our best youth over to the other side of the world. I mean, doing their job on some place that I don't even think we have any business of being there, in my personal opinion. And so they're getting all screwed up, and all these young kids who don't have any common sense are staying here and just acting, you know, Tide Pods and snorting condoms.
Exactly. And we're making them think that's normal. I mean, for fuck's sakes, we're giving these little morons fucking trophies just for showing up. When I was in fucking school, when I was a kid, if I didn't earn it, I got nothing. You know, now they don't even leave you fucking behind anymore. If you fail, you get to go to the next grade level. Well, mind you, if you couldn't do freshman work, how the fuck are you going to do sophomore work?
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's destroying the fabric of our families and the fabric of our country. So we're getting kids who can barely read getting pushed through high school.
Yep. Well, now you've got a high school diploma, and then you also have a high school completion. So you get if you don't get your diploma, you still get a participation trophy that you went to high school for 4 years.
Yeah, fuck that noise. Because then those kids get out in the real world, find out that little bubble they've been living in. Don't give two flying fucks if you just show up. If you can't read the script to be a telemarketer, they're going to fire you. If you can't read the little readout when you're taking orders through the drive-thru at your local McDonald's, they're going to fire you.
Yeah, I got her. Okay, you already beat me. Somebody already approved.
Huh?
Somebody already approved an informed state of mind. He was agreeing with me, and I didn't get there fast enough to approve it.
Well, I still go by my when I was a kid, the medals that meant the most, I still go by those. There's my scar from the bullet wound. If you didn't wreck a bike and get a scraped knee, a scraped elbow, a fucking tooth knocked out or something like that, those were medals of honor.
Yep. We all survived riding bicycles without helmets, getting into fist fights with somebody trying to take your lunch money, you know, climbing in a tree and breaking an arm because you fell out the stupid thing because you were doing stupid shit. Now these kids are so pampered and so wrapped in bubble wrap. You blow on them and they're like, oh my God, he's going to kill me. What the fuck is that? It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was more like, hey, y'all, watch this. He did that. I'm going to do it even bigger. And then
right?
Okay.
We should do dares on that crap. But my apologies. I knew you guys wanted to leave a little early.
That's okay. You made it interesting. Hell, I was ready to hang out.
Well, if you want to hang out, I can hang out. I'm good. We can Brother Luke on here, man.
We should probably go ahead and end this because I got to go to work tomorrow. So I got to get up in about 5 hours.
I keep forgetting it's so much later for you guys because I'm on the West Coast. It's only 8:20 here, so I was like, I'm wide awake. So,
yeah, I'm sure you are. You can go ahead and do another chat.
Everybody go to Patches, do the after chat.
But I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to let you guys do an outro, and I'm going to start with Daniel. Go ahead and do an outro, man.
Bye-bye. Been fun. TR, Patch, thanks for having me on. And Patch, nice seeing you again. Guys in the side chat, you guys bored me tonight. I mean, you put me to sleep.
You know he's just messing with you. Anyway, Patch, appreciate you jumping in here. I know it was a little late, but that's okay.
My apologies.
Ever.
This is true. Dan, as always, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad we got to BS. Brother TR, thank you for having me. Guys in the side chat, most of you know me. And no, Luke, I'm not, just because you're going to be an asshole to me today. So I'm not just starting it up. You can start it up tonight, buddy. But I appreciate you guys having me on. My apologies for being late. But, I want to hang out with the family. I have to make decisions, and sometimes cutting out YouTube is one of those decisions. Much love, though, guys. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Hey, like I said, I send out invites. Not everybody can join. When you can, you can. When you can't, you can't. And I definitely understand cutting YouTube out and having some family time. So with that, thanks everybody for hanging out. We had a pretty good crowd. And we'll do it again next week and see what we're talking about then. Sorry if we didn't really cover any really serious topics tonight. As much seriousness as the news seems to make everything, to me, sometimes I just get kind of numb to it. Unless something really just jumps out, I'm kind of numb to it. But we'll try again next week and see what we come up with. Later, everybody.